It's alright, I guess. I mean, I've seen worse than this, but let me explain why this movie was average, in my opinion. Because that's my main forte, after all, right? Yo, what is up, my Cinedroids? G to the S here. Today, I'm going to be reviewing an animated superhero film based off of the beloved DC Comics franchise, but in the form of everyday pet animals, DC League of Super Pets. About Krypto the Super-Dog, played by Maui from Moana, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson himself, and his owner Superman, played by the director of A Quiet Place himself, John Krasinski, who are inseparable best friends, sharing the same powers and fighting crime side by side in Metropolis. However, when the Man of Steel and the rest of the Justice League are kidnapped, Krypto must convince a ragtag team of animals to master their own newfound powers for a rescue mission. Now, let me discuss the positives out of the way first, before I discuss the negatives. First off, the CG animation and cinematography in this movie always looks fantastic. Sure, in terms of execution, they move how like a Warner Brothers Looney Tunes cartoon would be like nowadays. Granted, this is a Warner Brothers film, of course, why wouldn't it be? The voice acting direction from Jared Stern, on the other hand, I can see that the voice actors are having a lot of fun with their roles. But for me, the only standouts are both Kevin Hart and the guy that plays Merton, the Speedy Turtle, Natasha Lyonne. The rest, they could have been better in my opinion. But again, I'm not the one that makes end-all be-all decisions myself. Leave your thoughts down below this review what you think of them. But be nice about it, please. Also, the character development was adequate enough to say the least. The best I can describe it is that it was a mesh between The Secret Life of Pets with a mix of Toy Story, where we see talking pet animals either hanging out, fighting crime, and chatting with each other whenever the owners are not around. I mean, you guys can make the argument that The Secret Life of Pets was more of a Toy Story plot too, but I digress. But for me, yeah, the character interaction is fun to watch, but again, I've seen the shtick done so many times to death that it's becoming a bit repetitive at this point. Now getting the negatives out of the way, I'm sorry to say this, but I don't think this movie is anything special in my honest opinion. I mean, I'm not saying that this movie was a complete train wreck or anything. It's a perfect movie for your littlest kids. But for us adults, I wanted to like this movie. But the comedic humor in this movie was still stale for me to sit through. I mean, I'm not angry about it as I should be, but I'm just a bit underwhelmed by them, to be honest. If you've been around with me for a long time, you know my constant hatred for comedic jokes like this. Most of them resort to either a pun, a running gag, or jokes about adult profanity in a kid's movie. Shrek was good at delivering those kinds of jokes better than this movie could ever achieve. And it was made in 2001, over 2 decades ago. That goes to show you that jokes like that don't hold up well over the years, if you keep beating a dead horse about them constantly. Also, I thought the story wasn't anything special in my opinion. I mean, yeah, sure, I get that kids wanted to see a pet version of the Justice League, but for me, you already have the Justice League cartoon streaming on Max right now. I'm just saying, kids could get a kick out of that too. In fact, I remember this show as a kid back then. That intro to the show, though, sends chills up my spine to this very day. But if your kids are not into that show, you might as well show this instead. To each their own, right? But still, for me, I thought the story wasn't anything special in my opinion. But again, that's just my personal 2 cents on it. Overall, guys, in the end, I thought the movie DC League of Super Pets wasn't necessarily my favorite out of the DC Comics films that we get. But again, if your kids do want to watch this film, go ahead, knock your socks off. But for me, I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I rate DC League of Super Pets a 3 out of 5 stars. Not the best, not the worst, just okay. But for me, I would rather watch the Justice League cartoon, Batman the Animated Series, the original Teen Titans cartoon, just a whole plethora of DC cartoons out there rather than this. But again, draw your own conclusions. I don't make the rules here. So DC League of Super Pets, have you seen it? If you have, let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Answers down below, please. Also, if you like this video and you want to see some more, make sure that like button shines in your face. That'll totally help me out a ton. Also, share it with your family and friends and favorite it. That's a very good way to show support for this review. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe and ring that bell right next to you so you can be notified of future videos that I have in store for you. Also, if you want a shout out in a future video, just follow me on my Instagram page and I will choose one of my Cinedroids to be displayed as a shout out. The link's in the description below. Also, you guys don't have to do this if you don't want to. I understand. But if there's a rare chance that you are interested in doing so, there's a little join button down below the video, just right next to the subscribe button. If you click on it, not only will you join my YouTube membership program, but you'll also have access to custom loyalty badges, custom-made emojis that I created for myself, and a special shout out from yours truly. So if you want to be mentioned in a video, just click on that little join button and become a member. It doesn't cost you much. It only costs $2.99 a month to join. So make sure you click on that join button and become an OG Cinedroid in no time. Also, I set up a Patreon page for you guys to check out as well. There will be a link in the description so that way you can visit my page and gain access to up to 4 membership tiers. On my page, I post reviews a week early before you get to see them posted on this channel. I'm also planning to do nerdy fan polls, book audio reviews, and also full-length TV show and movie reactions on my page as well. So if that's your cup of tea, if you guys are interested, go to the link below, become a patron, and let's get to know each other a bit more. Also, if you want to subscribe to my gaming channel, there's either a link in the description or at the icon card at the top right corner of your screen. Go over there, subscribe, and let's just have fun together. Also, if you want to subscribe to my GS Productions After Dark channel where I review movies, TV shows, and video games that are not for families, there'll be a link in the description so that way you can check out that channel if you're feeling frisky. But until then, I'll see you next time. Peace out.